Is it just me, or does society no longer value natural beauty or a normal-looking face and body? Let's talk about it.
Welcome back to TheChowTimePod. It's your host, Red. I got a video today from Amala. So I posted that meme of Starlight from when she first became Starlight to what she looks now, and everybody seems to be tripping out and thought it was fake. So I'm actually doing a video on it. So please like, subscribe down below. I really appreciate that. Let's get that chow. It's chow time.
Now, let's talk about this subject. I've been ruminating on this topic for quite some time, and I'm not sure exactly how to address it. But everywhere I go on the internet, social media, I see different celebrities, young women, talking about body modifications that they're undergoing, different drugs that they're taking, plastic surgeries they're receiving, and it's talked about very flippantly in today's time.
I've invested in my body. I have a $150,000 body, 4 BBLs. Technically 5 BBLs.
And I'm asking myself, how much of what we're seeing right now in celebrity and models and just beauty in the world is actual, real, natural beauty? From buccal fat removal to Ozempic shots and fake veneers, people all over the place are getting these body modifications and they're being sold to us as beauty. And I know this has been happening in Hollywood and
The teeth thing is a big thing. I think it changes a lot of people when they get their teeth fixed. And I don't think it's such a bad thing overall, just personally. I don't have the greatest of teeth, so I've always thought about it.
Celebrity and with Instagram models for quite some time, but it seems to be growing at an alarming rate. Ozempic is taking Hollywood by storm, with people like Oprah Winfrey, Sharon Osbourne, Mindy Kaling admitting to being on weight loss drugs, and their results are questionable, but we will get to that. Buccal fat removal also seems to be a major trend. We're seeing this in faces like that of Lea Michele, Bella Hadid, Zoe Kravitz, Chrissy Teigen. Again,
It's definitely not men fueling this. I mean, yes, men will like these pictures and do all this, but men aren't going out there and telling women to do this. And we're not that attracted to a lot of these looks overall either. So it's crazy that whoever's pushing this, which I'm assuming is like the cosmetic industry, the surgery industry, they're pushing all of this just so they can make money and pushing off of women's insecurities.
With questionable results. And most recently, the internet has been overwhelmed with conversations about fake veneers. We see this in the celebrity faces of Selena Gomez, JoJo Siwa, Zac Efron, Simon Cowell, the list goes on and on and on. And while we're focusing in this video on the lens of celebrity when it comes to these body modifications, they are happening everywhere. We all know the Instagram baddie look of the filled lips, the cheek filler, the BBL. We know that guys are getting plastic surgery to make themselves taller. We know that both men and women in the fitness realm are shooting up steroids. So are celebrities for certain movies. The body modification industry, to me, is getting out of control. And this is not to necessarily place judgment on the celebrities and individuals who choose to get these procedures. We all have our insecurities. We all have the things that we would change about ourselves. I myself have contemplated doing certain things with my face only to hold off because I don't want to be influenced by external forces who tell me that I'm not beautiful enough. So this is not a video to place judgment on them. It's just to start the conversation. What's really gotten me concerned when it comes to the topic in this video is how flippantly people are referring to plastic surgery solutions when it comes to beauty. You think you're too fat? Just...
You're right. I think it's the first thing nowadays that people choose when it comes to losing weight, at least I want to assume a lot of women, I see the liposuction, the laser lipo, the regular lipo, all these types of lipo. It doesn't replace the actual hard work of working out and controlling what you eat, though. This is why we push men to go to the gym and eat better. You can't really cheat those things. You can for looks purposes, but you're not cheating it in a way that your health is better just because you look those ways.
Get on Ozempic. You don't like the way your chest looks? Let's go see a plastic surgeon. Your teeth aren't straight? Let's just put on some veneers. Never mind the fact that a medical professional has to quite literally grind down your teeth in order to place these veneers on you.
That's the part where if I can get my teeth just a little whiter, and I'll be pretty happy with that. I don't really care about grinding my teeth down. All that's creepy.
Actually, most of these body modifications are extremely invasive in my opinion. Not to mention those questionable results that I was talking about prior. Let's get into that. How many celebrities are you seeing these days and recognizing something doesn't quite look right? They maybe look skeletal due to the Ozempic shots, or their cheeks are completely sunken in due to the buccal fat removal, or their teeth look like something out of an AI robot rather than a real human due to the veneers. It's starting to give uncanny valley, even though we know them to be human beings. And we're being sold this lie of effortless, natural beauty that is in fact not effortless at all and completely unnatural. Not to mention the fact that I think it's making us lose sight of what natural beauty really looks like. None of these celebrity faces had any problems, in my opinion, to begin with. And what really startles me is when you go and look at these before and after pictures.
Yeah, I see a lot of comments down below on like that particular meme I post, and it's Hollywood. Everybody's saying it's Hollywood. This is what Hollywood does to people. This is what they force people to do. I somewhat agree. I really do. They want a certain look. They want a certain aesthetic. So they're going to force a lot of these women to get that aesthetic.
Of celebrity faces after they've undergone all of these different treatments. Their before picture is full of character and unique quirks and just total natural beauty, and that is all taken away by these procedures. A charming smile with crooked teeth, or a full face in the cheeks, or a unique nose is something to be cherished, not something to be wiped away under the knife. And in looking at some of these procedures, I feel like if people continue down this path, they're all just going to start to look the same. In fact, unique characteristics won't exist at all on anyone's face. And
we're seeing that on Instagram. I don't know how many women on Instagram and like OnlyFans models that I see on the podcasts and stuff look almost alike. And I'm almost positive they didn't look like that when they were born. It's because through that surgery, through all of these things, because they want to look like the same person for some reason, which is so awkward.
We've seen this sort of come to fruition in little micro trends. The Instagram baddies with their BBL bodies or the lips full of filler all kind of look the same, do they not? And it's weird to me to think of all these young girls and boys who are going to be watching these celebrities and thinking that this is something to aspire to, when in fact it really is killing the character in their faces. I find myself falling for it with certain content that I'm consuming on social media, so I can only imagine that the younger among us are falling for it even more. And this certainly isn't helpful by the advent of social media and the normalization of this cosmetic industry. Now, of course, if you want to do this to your face and to your body, that is wholly your choice, and I hope that you are happier on the other end of it. But I also hope that we're taking stock of the external influences that might be leading us to think this way. I constantly have to remind myself that my face and my body is just perfect the way that it is, that it doesn't need to be altered, I don't need to worry about anti-aging, and that in fact, my body's natural progression of aging and gaining all of its little quirks and characteristics is what human life is about. And of course, like everybody else, I'm still extremely susceptible to insecurity. I wake up most mornings and put makeup on my face. That's an alteration, although I view it to be less invasive than maybe some of the things we're talking about in today's episode. But it's an alteration nonetheless, and something that must be grappled with. But I myself—
Dude, again, I have issues with my body. Like my cheeks, I always feel like are always kind of big. I always want that nice jawline, right? But I've always had chubby cheeks. What did I do? I just worked out and tried to lose weight so I could get skinnier cheeks. There's ways to go about getting what you want. Yeah, you're not gonna be able to change the shape of your eyes. You're not gonna be able to change, your eyebrows and stuff so much. There are things that are limited, but there are things you can do that isn't so drastic, in my opinion. Again, I even have my nose is a little stubby, probably a bigger nose than my family would prefer. They like little sharper, longer noses, but it's okay. I agree with her. Everybody has these little quirks on their faces. Unless you have a hideous nose that like looks like a witch's nose arching down and stuff, then all right, maybe I can see somewhat that requires something. But most people, I agree, are beautiful in their own way. It's not saying everybody's beautiful, but
myself on my own journey when it comes to self-confidence and worrying about things like beauty and aesthetics. And for me personally, I hope that journey never involves going under the knife. And here's why. There's a lot of external forces in the world right now that have their own image of beauty, and they are trying to sell you on that image. It may
I never suggest going under the knife unless it's necessary. Anesthetics is not guaranteed. Every time you go under, the more times you go under, the more riskier every time you go under the next time. So I'd rather just not go under for frivolous things. And I don't suggest you guys doing it for such frivolous things. In my opinion, when it's for looks, it's somewhat frivolous, unless you're working on it through other means other than going under the knife.
involve veneers or buccal fat removal or Ozempic or a BBL or filler and Botox, but you have to learn to cut out the noise. I think real beauty comes in a self-confidence and acceptance of oneself, but also the pursuit of a healthy mind and body. You have the body that you were given, and I think a large part of the human journey right now in the current society we live in is learning to accept the body that you were given. Now that comes with maintenance. We should all take care of ourselves.
You hear that? Maintenance. So maintain your weight, not going overweight, not going underweight, eating healthier, working out. Those are things that everybody should be doing. Men, women, kids, especially kids.
With things like diet and exercise, and in my opinion, that brings about the most beautiful results when it comes to aesthetics, no matter what you look like. There's always going to be a new trend, a new body type, a new procedure, a new way to alter your face, and you can be thrown around like a rag doll, constantly trying to chase these things like you're in a perpetual game of operation, or you can learn to love yourself. And I do find it hard to believe, as much as people talk about it, that these operations truly fix the underlying insecurity that leads you to seek them out in the first place. For some, that may be the case. And if that can bring you true happiness and fulfillment, then by all means, make the choice that is best for you. But to all the people out there who feel the same way I do, like you're constantly being influenced by what you're seeing on the internet or what you're seeing in media and entertainment, I think we can all collectively agree right now, hopefully, that none of this is necessary. And unfortunately, it seems like these negative influences are only going to continue to grow as the internet does and as people of younger ages hop online who are more and more insecure than those who came before them. And I hope that I can maintain this mentality, because it quite frankly scares me to think that some older version of myself is somehow still going to be sitting in insecurity and thinking about getting a procedure like this. I hope I don't lose the reverence and respect that I have for natural beauty and this journey that I think all of us are on to find love for ourselves and accept the bodies that we were given.
This is a big reason of Passport Bros, right? Natural beauty. It is very lost here now. So many women, even at young ages, 16, get Botox, lip fillers, all of these procedures. It doesn't happen so often in the West, or in the East, in Asian countries. I'm not sure about the South American countries. I think it is kind of apparent there. But definitely in the Asian countries, not so apparent yet. I'm sure it's traveling over there. Again, everybody has insecurities. I'm sure Asian chicks feel they want bigger boobs. It's a thing, right? But to find natural beauty, that's what most men want. We can at least somewhat guess what our kids are going to look like through natural beauty. If someone's plastic surgery up, I don't know what our daughters are going to look like. You know, does that mean we're going to have the plastic surgery our daughters too? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just...
I'm the only one who's experiencing this or seeing these trends and thinking, what are we doing to the human body? And is this really all there is to beauty? In fact, is this even beauty at all? And with that, I turn this conversation over to you. I would love to hear your comments on this topic. As I said, this has been floating around my brain for quite some time. Not really sure how to get it all out, but we're here nonetheless. So let me know in the comments down below if you've recognized this. If you disagree with me, as always, I encourage healthy debate. So duke it out, but do so respectfully. And if you like